So let's get on to one of the biggest areas to talk about with these phones, and that is the camera department. So we'll begin by talking about the Samsung. So you do have 200 megapixel main sensor, but you have to enable it. It's not on by default. It shoots at like 12 megapixels by default. You can also go to 50 megapixels. The Samsung phone can go 3x optical, 10x optical, 30x digital, and 100 times digital as well, which gives you ridiculous amounts of zoom. On that ultra wide camera, you can do macro shots as well on the Samsung. In addition to that, you have a ton of versatility with the zoom, we know that, but you also have a nightography mode, which gives you really good night photos. In addition to that, expert raw, pro video, food, panoramic. Look at all the features. They're all here, and they're all right within the camera. You don't got to go all the way into settings. Settings is right here within the camera as well. And you'll see much more. You can add watermarks, advanced video options, and you just have a ton you can do. Also, video can go up to 8K on here, 8K 30. So I would say feature for feature, you just have more features on the Samsung phone. Now, results, I'm going to show you them in a minute, but I can tell you they're super vibrant, super clear. Focusing is amazing on this phone. It's darn near a perfect camera for a smartphone on this Samsung phone, and it's super versatile. The front-facing camera also improved. The 12 megapixel on the front is awesome. It also can back out, which is pretty good because, Samsung phones before, I wasn't really impressed with their front-facing cameras, but now they're really good overall. So definitely the front-facing camera has improved. Now let's go ahead, and also I wanted to mention, I did take this out. The cameras were super stable under, video, running, things like that, movement. I mean, it's ridiculously smooth. It was like it was on a gimbal. You didn't even need to ever put it on any gimbal ever. Now the iPhone just gives you a really solid professional-like camera. 3x optical, 2x, 1x. You have that macro mode you can tweak on and off. The raw mode's right there. Video, 4K 60, really sharp video, probably the smoothest video out there. And honestly, it's still pretty close call on a video. You definitely probably want to consider iPhone there if you want to do video. Cinematic and then portrait modes are awesome. Panoramic modes are awesome as well. Now, the front-facing camera, what I love about iPhones is that they always match up very well with the back. And I still kind of like the iPhone camera better on the front. Talk about the results, and because it's the results that matter. So we looked at this one earlier. Now when watching this or looking at these on the screen, the Samsung always looks more vivid because you're looking at a very vivid OLED panel. However, let me tell you the truth of these two phones here. What I see is that the Samsung phone on the selfie front looks a little softer, a little smoother on the skin. We get a little bit more detail, sometimes unrealistic detail, on the iPhone. In addition, I will tell you that the iPhone experience is still more of a natural camera-like looking photo. I find the Samsung to be a little bit more sharpened after you take a photo. So it just kind of looks a little bit sharpened. I kind of like that though for social media posting, because a lot of times when you're in your filters, Instagram or something, you'll definitely want to just sharpen the photo up. So Samsung kind of already does that for you. But it kind of lends to a little bit of an artificial look, I think, when it comes to its actual results. So let me go on to look at some other side-by-sides. So you can see right here, looking at the rocks, just the Samsung a little cooler looking here. Not cooler as in it's cool, cooler in the temperature. The iPhone a little bit on the warmer side. So there's a little bit of differences here, but it's nothing super major between these phones, and I think it just comes down to the zoom. So with the iPhone, you can zoom in 15 times, whereas with the Samsung, it just blows that phone out of the water. So, look at the difference in detail. The iPhone looks like a noisy mess, and the Samsung, with its 100 times zoom, just crushing the iPhone. So if you like zoom, the Samsung just absolutely crushes this phone. And what I like about the Samsung camera experience is that they're giving you so many features without needing to download applications. Let's take a look at the details here. So you can see pretty close. Really, it's minuscule. It's a very tiny difference. After testing these two out, it's at the point now where I think I could definitely just use the Samsung phone and be happy with it. I used to just want to use the iPhone for the video camera, but Samsung has definitely caught up here for sure. And they have actually surpassed Apple in a lot of feature areas as well. They just give you more versatility with this camera, and the ability to print out big pictures with a 200 megapixel camera. It's just amazing what you can do on these two phones when it comes to photography. So take a look at my samples and videos and let me know your thoughts on which one you thought performed better. Alright, and here's the front-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra 4K at 60. Let me know your thoughts on what this looks like right here. Now, I'm going to jiggle this a little because I jiggled it on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. There we go. You're getting an idea of the smooth motion, stuff like that. Let me know your thoughts below. So here's a front-facing video test of the iPhone 14 Pro Max 4K at 60. Let me know your thoughts on the quality of this down below. I am using this camera with no microphones attached. This is just purely the phone right here. Jiggled a little bit, almost dropped it. Let me know your thoughts though. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and test this Quad HD super steady mode. I'm going to start running right now. And you can kind of see the Galaxy S23 Ultra, how it does in its super steady mode. Let's go ahead and flip it over to the iPhone. Alright, so now we're in the action mode for the iPhone 14 Pro Max 2.8K. Kind of see how it does. I am running right now. And that's kind of how that's going to perform on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So let me know your thoughts. Which one you thought was better?